Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach. This is going to be a video about me and my excursion out to Levi's Stadium, the home of WrestleMania 31, for the WrestleMania 31 ticket release party. I've said this in the past videos, hyping up this, basically saying that, telling everybody that I was going and hoping everybody the best with the WrestleMania tickets, pre-sales and everything like that. I've made a video talking about it, but basically, me and my group, we were able to acquire tickets in section 136 on the risers, so we're really happy. Basically, we weren't having to go out and go to it. Basically, when I thought of what the WrestleMania ticket party was going to be, was everybody mostly lining up at ticket windows. But once I got there, it seemed that there were no ticket windows open. Basically, what they were doing is they were passing around little cards if you needed one, and they wanted you to buy them on your cell phone. Through the Ticketmaster app, there was a separate pre-sale. There was a list of numbers and letters, much like a code would be. It wasn't like with the pre-sale where we were putting San Jose or Facebook or whatever the hell you were putting in there to buy tickets. I was really glad that I went to this show. It was something that I've always watched on TV. I always found it very exciting. Me and Victor drove out to the show from Sacramento. It took us about 2 hours to reach into Santa Clara. Pretty fun ride. Not much traffic there. Not much traffic back. I was able to see the stadium as a 49er fan. I was very excited to see it as a guy who was getting to see, what it was going to look like for WrestleMania. Of course, there was no stage out, but basically, there's all throughout the concourse as you walk to find your section, they have little TVs where all of the food stands are next to the bathrooms. They even had up on the big screens, where you would, be watching, football. They were playing WrestleMania 30 from last year. We watched Brock versus Undertaker when we got there, and they showed the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That was won by Cesaro. I got to see Daniel Bryan win the title on the big screen. Basically, when you got there, they had lines set up to meet your favorite superstars, but we jumped into that line. But we found out very fast that they weren't going to be signing for a very long time. They were basically going to have a stage show down at the bottom when they were there. They were had Hogan, Jimmy Hart, Wade Barrett, Corey Graves, Charlotte, Daniel Bryan, Tyler Breeze. I think that's everybody that was there. And we were lucky enough to meet everybody that was at the show. You had to go to separate lines and move around the stadium a little bit. They had it pretty well set up. Booker T had the longest line by far, seeing how he was the real champion. Wade Barrett had a pretty good line. He was signing the Rosa Mendez. The Tyler Breeze and Charlotte line, honestly, we flew through, maybe even a half hour tops. The people that were complaining, I was able to, say, like, you're not ready for access. You didn't have to pay to come here, and you don't even know what it's going to be like when access is around. You don't want to be going to that Saturday afternoon session that sells out. But honestly, I just was glad I was able to see the stadium. Hopefully, you guys were able to check out the day in the life video. And this I'm going to be showing off the stuff that I got. I think most importantly, the biggest thing I got was the WrestleMania t-shirt. I got this early. Of course, it's got the WrestleMania. It's got the Play logo for the WWE Network. $329.15. I can't wait. I hope you guys are all buying tickets, or I hope you guys are all sticking forward to the channel, checking out what we got. I got my encyclopedia side by the NXT stars. My black one, volume 1, is the one that I care about the most, but honestly, the jobber pages are filling up pretty fast. So, I was able to get this for my little cousin Michael. He likes wrestling a lot, but that's signed by Charlotte Flair and Tyler Breeze. I'm hoping that he knows what NXT is and has the WWE Network. I'll give that to him at Thanksgiving, and hopefully he'll care. I gave him an autograph from Three Man Band, and he thought that was the coolest thing I ever saw. But here it is in my encyclopedia. On the new Found Jobber page, you find Tyler Breeze, Corey Graves, and in silver is Charlotte Flair. I guess you can't see that. It looks like it's almost white on there. Well, that is a little bit better. But that's going to be the encyclopedia. Corey Graves was a really, really nice guy. He told Victor that he was, it's up to the doctors if he's going to be able to come back and wrestle again. Of course, he was a star for NXT, and then he has concussion problems. So we'll have to see where we go from there. from here, when I met King Booker, I had him sign this Cyber Sunday. I don't know what year this is, but it was the one DVD cover that I found that he was on. It's probably the only reason why I'm holding on to these covers is to get them signed like that. Silver on the cover looks pretty nice right there by Booker T. It looked like it worked pretty well when he signed it. I don't know what happened. I brought this. I didn't get it signed by Daniel Bryan because I just didn't want to be that guy who shoved 7,000 things in his face. But here is meeting Jimmy Hart, a really nice guy. Was very, very nice when he met us, and it was very, very sort of respectful. And really thanked us for supporting him. If you think how long Jimmy Hart's been involved in the wrestling business, when he signed to this, he sort of looked at it and he says, man, there's a lot of guys on there that aren't with us anymore, and it's a shame. But he said this was a really good DVD, and I said it was. I said I hadn't watched it in a while, but now that he gave me a good recommendation, I'm going to be putting it on my list. Hopefully this gets added on to the WWE Network sooner than later, and we can get it. From there, I met Wade Barrett. I met Wade Barrett twice during the day, and if you get, I'm trying to see if I get really, really in there. Maybe you'll see a little bit of silver behind the black. And as I met him for the first time, he was on the run, and he signed it in silver. And as he was signing it, he goes, your pen doesn't fucking work. And I was like, well, just scribble on there the best you can. It's just, it's just for me anyway. So thank you very much. I ended up meeting him at the party again, so I was able to get him to go over it in black, and that was it. I already uploaded this on the Instagram, but this is sort of the main event of what I got. I mean, this is probably one of the coolest things that I walked away from the party, is saying I was glad I got Daniel Bryan. I got him twice. Once he signed my other stuff, which I'll show you in a second. Then I sort of walked up to him again. I said, it's going to kill me if I don't get this signed, because I was able to get Miz to sign the WrestleMania 27 one, and these I stick in my DVD cover, but now I might have to do something a little bit more special with. I don't know if I'll be able to open up my Daniel Bryan plaque. Oh, I guess you can see what the fuck I'm doing. My Daniel Bryan plaque or something like that. And maybe if I put it here, maybe if I put it in there somehow like that, but I'd have to open it, and I don't really think Triple H or Batista or Randy Orton's going to be signing this anytime soon, so I don't know if that's something I'll do, but we'll see. That's everything that was in here. From there, we'll go to more Daniel Bryan items, both of these that were in here. He was the nicest dude. He had no problem signing more than one item, as you can tell from Freaking the 88 when he met him. If you remember back, I'll separate these real fast so I can... No, I only got one of them out. But this is the Yes Movement poster, and as you can see right there on his face, he signed it awful nice and big for me. He's got one of those signatures that doesn't really make sense. You have to know what it is to know what it is, so there's that. And then the next one is going to be tough. This was, I thought, exclusive, and I ended up liking this more than I liked the regular poster, the one that Ravi got signed when he met Batista and John Cena. No knock on him, but I thought this was a cool poster. Had a whole lot of stuff going on in there, and as you can see, there's Daniel Bryan. He signed right over his chest for me. It'll be pretty hard to knock out a lot of these guys, especially seeing how Warrior passed away, but it would have been cool if I was fast on the gun when I met Hogan and try and get Hogan to sign this one as well, but you can see how hard that's going to be with Taker, Triple H, Batista, Lesnar. I don't even know anybody who's ever met Brock Lesnar, to tell you the truth. I don't know if that's the Funkadactyls or not. I don't know if I'm being racist, but it looks like them, and I apologize if it's not. John Cena and Bray Wyatt looking all huge. Bray shouldn't be that hard to get, so I have to see where we go from there. But just getting all the WrestleMania 30 stuff you can get signed by Bryan is the most important, because especially right now we don't even know if he's ever going to wrestle again, and how big that was for all of us to see go down. But here's the main event. Meeting Hulk Hogan, I thought was going to be a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and now I've met him twice. I can't... I get messed up on this because I always, try to go to the left because that's where the camera is and it's backwards. But meeting him was awesome, and he signed my WrestleMania. What is it? These are the Ravi figures, Jack's Classic Superstars. signed by Hogan. I took a picture of this, and it turned out really nice, but you never get these, especially when they're black, to look real nice. Maybe if I hold that angle like that, it looks a little bit better. But to Steven, Hulk Hogan, guy who's the nicest guy in the world. He just I told him that I was the guy who made the videos talking about meeting him at WrestleMania 30 and what it meant to me, and that basically I almost cried when I met him. And instead of shaking his hand, I gave him not one but two hugs. You can go check out that video if you don't remember me talking about meeting him. But he didn't look like he knew what the hell I was talking about, so I just sort of shut up, shook his hand, and went on from there. But I got the Edge Classic Superstar, and that's one of my favorite ones, especially it was my first Classic Superstar that I ever got signed. But this one's right there. I'm not the kind of guy, of course, no knock on Ravi again, to put these up on the wall. But maybe I got to find somewhere to put this because this is damn near awesome. And I'm glad I got this. I bought this before Bound for Glory, thinking that I was going to get this signed when I met him there. And, of course, Hogan left TNA before then, so I was able to get him again. So I never thought I'd be able to do it. WrestleMania 31 is going to be an awesome time. I hope a WrestleMania ticket party comes to each one of you guys. I hope that I hope you guys all got WrestleMania 31 tickets because it's going to be a hell of a party. WrestleMania 30 was the best one yet, but we got to see what we can do to top it. And we'll go from there. So I hope to see each and every one of you guys. I'm pumped. Dallas, whoever lives there, hope you guys all get a WrestleMania 32 party, and you guys all attend because this was a once-in-a-lifetime deal. I know they did this during the European tour, and it wasn't probably the biggest names they've ever done before. If I can remember back to the WrestleMania 28 party, it was like Mick Foley, it was Sheamus, Rey Mysterio. They had big name guys, but for people to show up to the WrestleMania party and be able to meet, Daniel Bryan and I guess Booker T, Hulk Hogan, all these former champions, a damn good deal, and maybe even meet some future champions. Wade Barrett's a guy that I think was right there. He should have won the belt by now. Tyler Breeze, he didn't win the NXT title at the, I think 2 times he's had his chance, but maybe once he gets up to the big time, he can do it. Some people call him the next Shawn Michaels. Charlotte Flair is definitely a girl that looks like she's on the way to winning the Divas Championship. What kind of a story that's going to be when she wins that first one, and of course Flair will be there crying his eyes out. And Corey Graves, we don't know what's going to be that guy, but you can see by having him as the host of the party, that they want to find something for this guy to do because I think they really like what he does. And Rosa Mendez is just sort of Rosa Mendez. She doesn't really wrestle, so they probably just didn't need her on the tour. So I'll see you guys later, everybody. Hope you guys liked what I got. Pretty sure I'm not missing anything, but if it does, just make another video. Peace out, everybody.